Hey guys, this is Captain Mayor from Bitten Apple TV here at New Jersey HorrorCon. Just catching up on some lunch with Neil. How are you doing?
Good. I don't want to interrupt you while you're eating.
Yeah, no, you get kind of famished when you're running around trying to, eat things. It's exhausting, especially when they run. That's very upsetting, by the way. You guys just stand still. Now, from what I understand, business is dead, but not for you. So please tell us about what on earth is going on here.
Absolutely. So I had written a trilogy of zombie novels, and I had spent the last 5 years doing Comic-Cons, horror cons, pop culture cons, promoting those books. Doing so, I met vendors, and not only vendors, but people who wanted to be vendors. And they came to me and they said, Neil, how are you doing this? Maybe they were just starting out, or maybe they were still attending as a fan and saying, Neil, how did you make that leap from con attendee as a fan to con vendor? And some of them really wanted to be part of the world, but they're like, Neil, I'm not an actor, I'm not a filmmaker, I'm not an artist, I'm not going to write a book. What can I do? But I have great fandom for this genre. And all my advice that I've been giving for the past 5 years, I put into the book, Business is Dead, which is all about how to launch your very first fandom-focused business. And it could be a business, it could be an artistic venture, it could be a philanthropic or a charity venture you're launching, but it's all one thing in common. It was fandom-based, meaning they had one genre of show and they just loved it and wanted to be part of that universe, and they're doing it more for passion rather than profit.
Wow. Oh my God, that's absolutely wonderful. One, that you put something like that together, because I do know people see things that they fall in love with, they want to do it, but then finding out how to do it is either a long, tedious path of knowing the right details, knowing the right people, and then you make the mistakes. But at least now with this, they can actually follow what it is that they want to do without having to go through they basically lessens their tribulations, if you will.
Exactly. And one thing I stress is mistakes are good. Mistakes and failures, like salt, taken in moderation, are good. But if you're not sure what you're doing, or you're just going in blind, those mistakes can be extremely costly financially, and you don't want to make those mistakes. You don't want to just jump in not knowing where you're going, blow a whole bunch of money, and say, this isn't for me. So I kind of talk about, and I talk about it sometimes in harsh terms, about what this is really about. If you love going to cons and you think, wow, I love going to cons, so I'm going to work a con because I love going to them. No. It is a different world working cons than going as a fan.
So let me ask you this then. So as you've built up this beautiful career, you got exit. What was your, hardest lesson that you had to go through while you were starting to build everything up?
I wanted to know, or I didn't know, where the audience for my books were. So the first 3 books were Exit Zero Zombie, Nuke Jersey, and Zombie Democracy, which all take place as a beginning of the zombie apocalypse as it hits New Jersey. So I started going to Comic-Cons. Was not really for me. It was the Comic-Con fans were not focused on my type of literature. So then I went to horror cons, and of course things went great. And then I found very zombie-ish specific cons, and believe it or not, there are some, and gangbusters, but those are few and far in between. So what I focused on mainly is horror cons, and in identifying that niche, because the horror community is very segmented, and finding those zombie fans and those apocalyptic fans within this region. But going to Comic-Cons, and then one of the ones I did was an anime con, and I thought, wow, anime, sci-fi and space, and they have zombies and horror sometimes. I said, man, that's a perfect match. Nope. Anime people do not care about zombie books. So, lesson learned, it's a trial and error, but listen, like I said, there's no failure. I found what didn't work. I found the path that wasn't the right path, and then you focus on what is the path for you.
Yeah, no, I can tell you that is a whole other different world when you walk into an anime con. You have to be very well prepared. So that's amazing. I would have loved to have seen you at an anime con just for the sake of it. I would have been drawn right over to you going over there?
Well, you can see me at anime cons because I have 2 daughters who love anime. So I am generally attending anime cons, but as an attendee and a dad.
So do your daughters ever do like zombie versions of their favorite anime characters?
They do not. They're just not into the zombie world. Unfortunately, that gene did not pass on. But they're definitely into Beetlejuice. And I guess Beetlejuice is kind of like a zombie, but they love Beetlejuice.
Yeah, he is. He's like, he's dead, but he's a demon, but he's a fun one. If you had to pick one, I'd pick Beetlejuice.
There you go.
Again, I think what you have here is absolutely amazing. That's information that people genuinely need, especially when you want to get things started. The one lesson that you said the major big lesson for you was learning your audience, and that's something personally I had to learn, especially considering I'm basically a conglomeration of everything that's geek, everything that you're passionate about. So me having the Bitten Apple TV network, figuring out what the audience was, it was driving me nuts, and I'm still in the process of even just figuring that out. So
let me just tell you something about your industry. What your industry is probably the most difficult, because what you are asking your audience to spend is the most valuable commodity they will ever have, their time. If $12 for a book, they're going to get that $12 back. If they spend 30 minutes listening to your broadcast, that's 30 minutes of their life they will never get back. So you always have to think to yourself, when I am offering my product, which are these videos, is this something I'm willing to ask someone to give up 30 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes, whatever, of their irreplaceable time. So it's not to put a heavy burden on.
Oh no, trust me. Yeah.
But it's like, people don't think that through, and it's important. And so they don't realize when they're doing podcasts and when they're doing video, they're giving a valuable piece of escapism and educational too to the fan base. So it's very, very important. But you are asking a lot of your fans, so you better deliver.
Which is why I do interviews like with Neil right here. By the way, the zombie apocalypse does really actually happen in New Jersey, and that's how the HorrorCon was born. It's always wonderful seeing you. I'm so glad that you have this. If you guys haven't gotten Exit Zero, make sure you find out exactly how the apocalypse happens. There's a lot of fun characters in there. And if you want to start this yourself, kind of get yourself into this. Business is dead. Or is it booming?
And can I give my website is businessisdead.com. So if they go to businessisdead.com, they'll find all my books. But also, if they go to fantrepreneur.com, Fantrepreneur, they can find the book as well.
By the way, I like that name, Business is Dead, because I read that, and I don't know if you watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but there's a character in there called Miwa, and he's like, business is booming.
Are and the Moonanites. I forgot the first one's name. What's the second one is the little one is I can't remember the name of the first one.
What's your favorite episode? Now I just have to know.
Oh my God. Well, it was one of the ones with the Moonanites, and when they first came down, and it was just, I remember the final scene when the Moonanites are escaping and they're going up on a spaceship, and the bigger one is giving the Earth the finger, and he's like, here, I'm going to make this bigger for you or something. I can't remember, but anything with the Moonanites, I found I loved them.
I'm stuck with the Brood Witch sandwich, okay, and then Happy Time Harry.
And I am Facebook friends with Carrie Means, who does the voice of Frylock. So.
Oh my God, seriously?
So yes, so I got that going for me.
Smooth bragging rights. I love that. Make sure you guys get the books. From being a zombie fan, wanting to start your own thing, and look how awesome he is. Come on. He's the third Moonanite. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.